Hey there, I, Zak Wolf, got another fun idea for a little throwback Thursday related to video technology. For this vlog, I'm shooting and editing this video you're watching on a PowerBook G4 from early 2005, using a version of iMovie HD released in January 2005. So they're both from 20 years ago. 2005 is currently kind of inoperable. My old Optura 60 here. So for this demonstration, I thought I'd cheat a little and use my Canon Vixia HV40, my HDV camcorder. It's still mini DV based. A bit of background. The HDV codec was starting to take off 20 years ago. iMovie HD here was the first version to support high definition footage, along with 16:9 widescreen video. At that time, HDV was mostly limited to professional prosumer camcorders, until the middle of 2005 when Sony released their first consumer HDV camcorder, and soon Canon and other manufacturers followed suit. Now for an iMovie transition. Now I changed the location a bit. I don't really do these outdoor shots because of the ambient noise you're hearing right now. Well, the shotgun mic might be helping. Although the windscreen for it has since disintegrated. A common flaw with consumer mini DV camcorders was that the onboard microphone and it could often pick up the slight whirring of the tape mechanism as it was recording. But this problem can easily be solved with an external microphone attached to it you use. In addition to the audio jack for one, my Vixia HV40 is Canon's hot accessory shoe that can power such an external microphone without need to hook it up to the audio jack. The Canon Vixia HFR 600 I generally use for my videos doesn't have an accessory shoe, unfortunately, but I put together a little external microphone rig for use with it. And unlike when I demonstrated the effects in iMovie HD6 around 5 years ago, this time it's in a video format the older iMovie has no trouble with. And so, I will still show some of the built-in effects for iMovie HD5. There's the crystallize effect, named so. Makes your video look kind of like a Jackson Pollock or whoever it is, type of painting or something. The following year, this effect kind of became a quartz composer effect in iMovie HD6. Another really artsy effect is edge work, making it look kind of like a charcoal drawing. Alternatively, you could use edges, and it'd still look kind of artsy. Of course, other old favorites are also there, from aged film to fairy dust. There's also the fast and slow motion effect.
In earlier versions of iMovie before this, they put the slider for it right on the bottom near the zoom and volume controls.
And for this next visual effect, I had one of my friends be the camera subject.
It's another damn gritty day in Toontown. Exactly the kind of environment that troublemaking mugs like. And I, Sam Valentino, Private Toon Detective, is ready to take on yet another case. Yeah, I have to agree with Zach that the fog effect in the old iMovie combined with a black and white filter makes a really great classic film noir look.
Glass distortion is another effect that was soon migrated over to the quartz composer group. And this is another cool looking artsy one. Though in a way, I'm not sure how these could be useful for regular home movies. Maybe for a pop music video or something. Especially given Macs were meant for like people who did creative stuff. The lens flare effect can be used for a dramatic flare, if you will, into a short film of some kind. Especially if you want to be like J.J. Abrams. Now, some of these older iMovie effects that aren't in the current version of iMovie They're now included in the modern Final Cut Pro. The rain effect like this. Better because in Final Cut you can control the effect with keyframes. But that was, of course, back in 2005, keyframes were still mostly in professional video editing applications. Until, like I said, Adobe Premiere Elements changed everything. Have a built-in electricity effect like that, though. Okay, now that I'm done showing off some of the effects, I can wrap this up with a few more words. This PowerBook G4 I got here from my former job as a computer techie for that electronics recycling and reselling company. They usually don't bother to resell older PowerPC-based Macs, so I was able to take some to restore for my collection, like this. Or that Power Mac G4 mirror drive door I showed you a couple years ago. But it does have a keyboard with both English and Arabic letters and numbers. Fortunately, there's still some English, and I've worked with computers for so long, I know key locations by heart. Also, the PowerBook G4 was definitely made with video editors in mind. In addition to the 1.67 GHz G4 processor in this model and its ATI Mobility Radeon 9700 graphic card with 128 megabytes dedicated video RAM. And 20 years ago, that was considered a lot of video RAM. I also maxed out the system RAM to 2 gigabytes. I replaced the original spinning hard drive with an SSD running macOS 10.4 Tiger, which will have initially come out 20 years ago later next month in April. And now this particular version of iMovie, you've got only one video track to work with. So you can't really overlay another clip or graphic over it the way you can on the current iMovie versions, unless you've got a third-party plugin of some sort. So to get around that, I just splice the parts I want to cut away to, extract the audio, clear the video footage, and then edit in a clip or image of my choice. Additionally, even though iMovie could work with high-definition footage, it wouldn't work with native HDV the way Final Cut Pro and modern iMovie versions can. During capture, it would transcode to the Apple Intermediate codec, and on most Macs in the mid to late 2000s, the HDV capture isn't real-time in iMovie HD. Not even on the Power Mac or iMac G5s at the time. By the way, the G5 processor systems in those were found to be too hot to use in a laptop, so the PowerBooks here still held on to the G4 processors, as well as the polycarbonate iBooks, and it soon led to the Intel transition happening the following year. Well, flash forward 20 years later, we've got Macs using the Apple Silicon M-series chips that have even more horsepower but generate less energy than their Intel predecessors, and especially the PowerPC predecessors. Tape-based camcorders are now old hat in favor of recording even higher quality video on HD on a flash memory of some kind. Be it my 10-year-old Canon Vixie HFR 600, be it my iPhone SE or something. And iMovie is now 64-bit and does everything in real time. But the current Final Cut Pro, as I said, has some things in common with iMovie HD. When it comes to transitions and effects and such, several of the same flashy video effects, third-party plugin support, and even creating DVD chapter markers. So if I want to edit in a fashion similar to iMovie HD on my M1 MacBook Air, I just use Final Cut for that. And like I also said in a previous video, many other consumer video editing packages available commercially now let you work with similar advanced features like keyframe control and numerous video and audio tracks. With options for the Mac also available too, because back in 2005, if you used the Mac, If you wanted to go beyond iMovie, the only options really were Final Cut Express or the old Final Cut Pro or even Avid's Express TV software at the time, compared to Windows users having lots of options for consumer, especially professional video editing. And YouTube's 20th birthday was also just last month. It was kind of a limited beta version that launched then. But as the year went on, more people began tuning into it before making its official launch that December and changed the way we watch video on the internet forever. Heck, look at me doing YouTube videos like this for a long time, just for fun. And a few videos like this also mean kind of for profit to help provide a bit of extra income. And I'll keep making videos like this as long as you keep watching my YouTube channel.